Ivy League slashes price of donor door from 20 to 2 million after anti-Semitism storm. And if I remember correctly, this whole donor door thing, that's basically you can skip admissions. If you give us X amount of money, you're just in. So previously, all you had to do was pay 20 million and you can get into the Ivy League. Now you only need 2 million because all the Nazis on these Ivy League campuses, no one wants to be associated with them. So they got to lower the price. All right, I might be misremembering that though. Maybe the article will clarify, but I'm quite sure that's what the donor door is. Right? Elite colleges are quietly slashing the level of donations, which can secure. Yeah, it is exactly what I thought. Which can secure admissions. So, are you a billionaire, but your kid is functionally retarded? You can still get them into the Ivy League by just donating $2 million. So as mega donors close their checkbooks to the Ivy League over anti-Semitism on campus. After spending years calling everyone else Nazis, they really are fuming over the fact that they've been outed as being the real Nazis, huh? So their long-term practice of giving special consideration to big donors' children and grandchildren has been badly hit by a growing backlash against the college leaders' failure to keep Jewish students safe. Maybe if you'd listened to us, you would have known that you guys are the party of the Nazis from the beginning. But no, let's just pretend that's not the case. Let's rewrite history. So daylight robbery in full effect. These good grift. These schools fucked up. Yeah, lost the easiest money of their life. They had such a good grift going. They were getting $20 million ahead just to admit rich people's idiot children. That's basically free money. If a billionaire has committed 50 million or 100 million a year and now they're backing out, colleges need to figure out how to fill that gap. The only way to do that is by recruiting lower amount donors. Yeah, so they're hoping that if they appeal to the Nazi audience, that they think there's going to be more Nazis than tiny hats. 2 million is what, like 1/10 of 20 million? So if they could get 11 Nazis to pay this, they would have still made a profit, but they don't have infinite class sizes either, so there's only so much they can milk this. I wonder if they thought that through. Since Hamas's October 7th attack on Israel, many elite colleges have been accused of failing to tackle anti-Semitic demonstrations on campus and refusing to straightforwardly condemn the mass murder. Yeah, they trapped themselves. They are now being held to their own standards. They're being treated the same way they've been treating us, and they are falling apart. The situation is so extreme that Harvard University President Claudine Gay and University of Pennsylvania President Liz McGill were will be questioned by Congress's Indoctrination and the Workforce Committee on Tuesday. Yeah, get your Nazis under control, man. Now, protesters at University of Pennsylvania's campus were even heard chanting for an Intifada revolution this weekend. Harvard last week became the latest Ivy to be investigated by the Department of Indoctrination for civil rights violations under Title VI, joining University of Pennsylvania, Columbia, and Cornell in their dubious distinction. The real question is, how long have they known they had all these Nazis on campus? Because there's no way you just suddenly have this many Nazis and you weren't aware of it. They got to be doing this on purpose. Again, holding them to their own standards. This is exactly how they'd treat us if the roles were reversed. The probe into anti-Semitism also caught up the Cooper Union in the New York City, Wellesley College in Massachusetts, University of Tampa, Florida, and Lafayette College, Indiana. Damn, the Nazis have spread far. Now, the impact on donations has been felt by Harvard, where former Victoria's Secret CEO Les Wexner, whose foundation has given untold millions to Harvard over 34 years, cut ties to the university. Hedge funder Bill Ackman has repeatedly spoken out, along with $500 million donor Ken Griffin. At the University of Pennsylvania, Mark Rowan, a member of the Board of Overseers, publicly called on donors to stop giving until the president and chairman resign, while Estee Lauder, billionaire Ronald Lauder, stopped donations. People pulled their commitments over a lack of leadership, Rim told the Post. They used to donate 50 plus million to these schools. Now these schools, even if they have $35-40 billion fund, are desperate to make money. At least they're smart enough to know that they probably shouldn't be exhausting their whole savings account. A university president's main focus is to fundraise. It's their business, and they have to fill this gap one way or the other. Now, I think they really said the quiet part out loud here. The university president's main focus isn't the quality of education, making sure that the students can find gainful employment after they get out. No, your main focus is to be the head of the fucking marketing department. It's all about that money. Always has been, always will be. And these are the people that look down their noses at you, think they're better and more enlightened than you, while the only purpose they got is making money. Nothing as high-minded as educating the masses or anything like that, especially when they have such a high cost to entry. It's long been known that donation to a school could curry favors in the admissions process. Why do you think it's been happening, huh? That's why they did it. This is no secret. A current year -4 analysis of Harvard admissions files by researchers at the National Bureau of Economic Research found that an applicant on the dean's interest list, often code for someone whose family donated to the school, had a 42.2% shot of being admitted between current year -14 and current year -9. I'm surprised it's that low. Oh, God. Well, I guess, maybe they let them fail once or twice so it doesn't look like there's any favoritism. And then they do eventually get in later. That would be my guess. By comparison, the overall admissions rate for those years hovers around 6%, meaning interest list status students receive translates into a 7-fold increase in odds. It's no secret that this is what you get, because why else would someone be donating hundreds of millions or even tens of millions of dollars to the school without wanting anything in return? The secret's out. He said the dollar value required to make a splash has been on the rise for decades. I mean, it's supply and demand. It's basic economics. When you had these billionaires competing with each other, let's say it started out at 1 million, and then all of a sudden you got way too many of those for your open slots, so you had to raise it to 2 million, and then it made it up to 20. But now that everyone is pulling out, they have to lower it again. At least they understand that much economics. Until recently, he said the position of colleges would be $2 million is not going to get you into those universities. It's nothing. Maybe it could work 25 years ago. I mean, the past few years, add a zero, and maybe that's enough. Trying to get into a top Ivy until this fall, I'd say requires upwards of 50 million to have any influence in the admissions process. He added, well, 2 million now. But now that mega donors are pulling out, many of whom have pledged to give tens of millions annually for years at a time, smaller dollar donors might have more say. There's going to be a new wave of people who aren't necessarily impacted by the Israeli conflict, or they just don't care, who think it's an opportunity for them to have influence, Rim said. Families who are now donating lesser amounts are going to be more influential. Nah, it's only in this one admissions process. Like, well, once this blows over, and if big donors come back, they'll be swept away again. So use that influence wisely for like the year you have it. Now, he predicts opportunities will rise to the occasion and start forking over a couple of million in the hopes it makes a difference. So this is what my intuition and experience says. He said a 90% discount on the current quote-unquote rate could be pretty compelling to a lot of these families. Hey, you got $2 million to spare? Why don't you send your kid to an institution of Nazis? Wouldn't that be great? Although he's often asked whether it's worth it to donate, he says no, regardless of a recent discount. My general recommendation is not to donate to these schools, even if the price tag's 9% cheaper. And moreover, Rim thinks the slashed prices will be short-lived. Yes, I agree with that. Once the president or the chairman of the board is either removed or resigns, a lot of these mega donors will come back. He said, at the end of the day, prestige of these Ivies is not going to disappear. Until it does. Look, remember when people thought the same thing about Marvel and DC? About how their perceived legitimacy and prestige was not going to disappear either? Look what happened. Now the brands are, like, even Disney as a whole. Like, Disney is a joke. People, especially parents, like, they went from, like, you see, the Disney branding on something and you know it's gonna be high quality and safe for kids. Now they see the Disney branding and they go, "Yeah, probably some agenda pushing. Gonna skip this."